Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another edition of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. This is week number 11, coming off the All-Star break last week at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Here tonight, we're taking on what looks like a tricky puzzle piece here tonight. This is just the circuit Road America here tonight. You see those 90-degree turns. You see the little degree turns as well. The big loop-de-loop there on the backside is going to give these drivers fits here tonight. My name is William Tiller. I am joined here tonight in the booth momentarily by my producer slash co-host for the time being, Adam Flieger, as we await the great Wesley Allen to join us here tonight on this Fast Friday. Adam, what do you expect out of these drivers here today? As we're going to go road course racing, and there he is, Mr. Wesley Allen, now jumped in the booth with us here tonight just in time before we go road course racing here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Wesley, what do you think about this road course here tonight? Well, as we wait Wesley to get settled up here in the booth, Adam, I guess I'll bounce that question to you, my man. What do you think about this road course here tonight, and what are the drivers in store for?
We're in store for a lot of fun. If you, I'm good. I think we're in store for a lot of fun. That corner there, as you see, I think that's corner 5 is going to be the trickiest corner for the drivers. You see how that comes. It's kind of running a clockwise motion, I think, if I'm thinking correctly. But we follow through turn 1, follow through turn 2, down that kind of a diagonal of a backstretch or whatever you want, mid shoot or whatever you want to call it. That corner right at the end of that, I think it's going to be where drivers have a lot of trouble because they're going to be carrying a lot of speed down into that 90-degree corner.
Well, Adam, let's take a look at the starting grid here tonight as we take a look at the Pultz Poppers here tonight. Pultz Poppers 150. Keith Bradley, the animal, will roll off on starting position number 1. Ashley Dawson in that 88 machine number 2 here tonight. Blake Lothian in that 43 rolling off 3rd. Adam Newbert, the money man himself, rolling off 4th. Stephen Thomas rolling off 5th. Ed Osborne in the 42 6th. Devin Painter, the 99, rolling off 7th. 8th is Joey Doucette. 9th is Chris Cinnamon in that 3 machine. 10th is the 5 of Jacob Klinkart. 11th is Justin Lumpkin in that 18 machine. 12th is the 00 Huck Whittington. 13th position is the 22 of Jeff Sickles. 14th is going to be Robbie Richards in that 48 machine. 15th is going to be Raul Meza in that 37. 93 is Zach Hartwick, roll off 16th position. Taylor Peacock in that 81, 17th. Eric Zimmerman, 18th position. Dan Hagan in that 39, 19th. Top 20 will be rounded out by Dana Shepard in that 45. 21st will be Derek Clegor in that 11. Going down a little bit more, 22nd position will be Jimmy Emos right there, and that looks to be rounding out our starting grid here tonight as we're going to get things rolling here momentarily here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. And Adam, I know we saw some road course racing a couple weeks ago on the Over the Top Designs Xfinity Series. What's different about the Daytona International Road Course as compared to Road America?
Sorry, I'm re-looking at the grid because I'm not sure if you read the grid off the way it's written down here on my side.
I was looking at the live timing grid there. We'll take a look at that grid here on your screen. If you're watching along with us here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, you see Chris Cinnamon right there in 9th, Joey Doucette in 8th, Devin Painter in 7th, Ed Osborne in 7th right there, a little flip-flop there as they're going around the track, Stephen Thomas right there in 5th, Adam Newbert 4th, Blake Lothian 3rd, Ashley Dotson 2nd, Keith Bradley's rolling off 1st here tonight in that pole position. Watch right now here as we're still rocking those pace laps here at Road America. Gonna get things on and popping here momentarily in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to what's going to be an exciting race coming off the All-Star break with only 5 races to go before those playoff races begin here. We watch here, Adam, that Porsche is taking around here Road America. A little different than what we've seen the Pace truck. We've seen that Mustang this season, but now we get a Porsche.
A good-looking Porsche at that. I'm not sure where our other co-host with Wesley Outland is, but I know he'll be joining us momentarily.
I'm here, guys.
There we go, Mr. Wesley Allen in the booth now here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. As we're under these pace laps here, Wesley, how excited are you to see these drivers take on a road course?
Road America is always a very unique racetrack, no doubt about it. Obviously, check it out to see what Adam Newbert and sees all these other drivers will be able to do here. So we'll see how all this goes on. Of course, coming off of that All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, now we're going to go road course racing, and that's an entirely different animal. So it should be an exciting race as the field is coming to the green flag, and we're ready to go 45 laps and over 130-something miles here at Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Going to be a fun race, and the green flag is out.
Yeah, right now Keith Bradley takes us down to the first corner. This is always a tricky event here as we take on road courses. See how clean these drivers can keep it in these first couple corners, see what kind of pace they have. Right now, Keith Bradley looks pretty good. It looks like to be a throwback good wrench paint scheme on that 29 machine as we look to have a battle for third already raging on.
Watching all these guys working their way around the Sargento cheese corner, if you will. That's what they usually call it here at Road America. Working up off the corner here. Road course racing, totally different animal. Obviously, one of the things you got to definitely be mindful of is there's not going to be any stage breaks or cautions or anything like that. We might see a yellow flag at halfway of the race, but other than that, this is going to be pretty much a green to checker run. And right now we're looking at Keith Bradley, the animal, leading the way. There you see the number 3 truck of Chris Cinnamon. Right now this is going on to the top 10 between Cinnamon and Osborne, Doucette, all this with Newbert. All these trucks going on. There's Blake Lothian behind there, the number 4 Toyota. So, yeah, in the early going here. And, William, you know a little bit about road course racing because of your endeavors a couple of weeks ago at the Daytona road course.
Yeah, I tried to give it a go myself. And Wesley, what goes in store to these races here, these drivers have to deal with shifting, upshift, downshift, also the braking aspect, knowing when to get back onto the gas pedal as well, which corners you can let off, let the truck take that momentum through the corner, which corners you have to brake, which corners you have to downshift, all of that while keeping position on the racetrack. Wesley just takes these drivers for a loop, but one driver that's having no loops thrown his way is Keith Bradley right now as he takes us down into the last set of corners. Looks like he's going to lead the first lap around Road America here.
Yeah, one lap already in. Of course, that just shows you how big this racetrack is here at Road America. One lap in, 45 is the distance, and of course, right now it is Keith Bradley, the animal, leading the way as they cross the start-finish line. Of course, Bradley, Newbert, Lothian, Thomas, Dodgson, top 5, along with Painter, Cinnamon, Osborne, Doucette, Clinkhart, top 10. And, again, mindful of just being patient here in the opening go of this race.
Yeah, very patient indeed right now. Is going to ride on board with that 29 machine. And you see, Wesley, how clean these corners are so far in this race. Here in stage number 1, we're going to run 10 laps. We'll throw that caution flag at the end of stage 1. And then stage number 2 will come to an end at lap 22. That's 12 laps in between stages. And then the end of the race will come at lap 45. That's 23 laps in between stage 2 and the end of the race. Big run there at the end, Wesley, as it looks like we already have a truck with some damage on it.
It's like we're going to see an on the pole instant replay of what just happened here. And again, no caution flag. So this is Eric Zimmerman of the 94. We'll keep an eye on. Wow, just going around there. Hold on. Everybody on the binders to miss him. Raul Meza, Bullock, and others. And we'll stay under the green flag.
Yeah, so rocking and rolling here at Road America. We'll see which drivers can shake it out here tonight. And Wesley coming off that all-star break. We only have 5 races before the playoffs begin here in this series. Series seems as though it's been flying by here. We'll watch the 96 of James Morris here on this replay. See what kind of difficulty he ran into. There's Cody Knott in the 26 off the track. Looks like the 96 may have tried to slow up for the 26 and indeed spun himself out there. There's the 94 again coming into this corner. That's the 94 of Eric Zimmerman there. He's going to have difficulty in this corner as well. Boy, that's a tough corner right there, Wesley. You have to downshift, brake, and then whip that truck right around there. That's a hard corner.
Yeah, definitely just kind of got on the exit of that corner a little too hard than what it was expected. And There's the outcome of that right there. Blake Lothian, you see his truck. There's Devin Painter, the 99. A little dirt tracking it there for a second on the road course here at Road America, trying to get the rear end fixed back and straight. 2 laps in, Keith Bradley has been the man that has led since the drop of the green, and obviously still a long way to go in this event. It's Keith Bradley, the leader. Blake Lothian in second. You saw his truck. Behind Lothian is just a gaggle of trucks fighting it out. Adam Newbert, the Georgia native. Stephen Thomas also would swim. Sick With It Motorsports. By the way, awesome podcast for the NASRA podcast on Wednesday, yesterday, or Wednesday night with Jeff Sickles, the boss of swim, joining the podcast and chatting about with Stephen and Adam and the other guests about the world of swim. So for sure, check it out if you have not on the replays of Facebook and YouTube. But right now, I know swim's got to be happy right there with them trucks.
Oh, yeah, I think they are psyched indeed across the board here at NASRA. All of those drivers are having a fantastic season. Oh, my goodness. There's the 23 Stephen Thomas right there. Good save, though. Makes contact with Devin Painter in the 99 machine. He's not going to be happy about that, but it looks like both drivers will keep it moving, keep it grooving here at Road America.
Every time I try to talk about somebody, I try to say something's good in their life, and they spin around, the announcer jinx. I'm just going to not say anything else. By the way, I'm sorry for coming on the air late, man, but literally got cut on and took Don's age forever to get on the air, and then basically when I got connected to Discord, it was just app update after update after update. I'm like, oh my goodness, come on, man. So appreciate you and Adam Flieger holding down the fort. Always enjoy working with Adam and yourself, William. And aren't you glad you're not on this road course tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. This looks like a tough one indeed. As the 23 is Stephen Thomas there, and you were talking about that podcast there, Wesley. I love to have one of those hosts of that podcast, maybe on a Monday night before we kick off another elimination race there in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. As you mentioned, those guys do a fantastic job, not only recapping what happens in the week of NASRA, but talking about the upcoming week, some of the things that could change in some of these races. So it's a really insightful podcast, and I invite a lot of people to tune into that on Wednesday. Just in case you miss a race, those boys do a great job of recapping all the action.
And by the way, don't forget, starting this Tuesday night, April 11th, it is the Pultz Poppers Late Model Stock Series. Man, I know a lot of people, William, are excited about that. I'm looking forward to being one of the broadcasters on the call for that Late Model Stocky Series. Tuesday night, April 11th. It launches 5 days from now. Wow.
Yes, sir. Exciting times indeed. As mentioned, this series is almost to the playoff races here. So exciting times here at NASRA. As you watch Blake Lothian in that 43 truck, I had a chance to race here this weekend. Wesley not behind the wheel of his real truck, that 43 of Blake Lothian here. So gets a chance to really put some laps here this road course. Doing pretty good here tonight, up to second.
Yeah, looking really good right there. Of course, Adam Newbert right there in the number 4 position. Behind him, Chris Cinnamon. Chris Cinnamon now trying to make a move on the bottom of the racetrack, inside and outside. There you see the other number 3 right there. And, of course, it looks like we got 2 number 3s out there on the racetrack. Ashley Dodson is in the other number 3, but it's on time and scoring is 88. So I just wanted to clarify that. Chris Cinnamon is in 7th. Ashley Dodson is behind Adam Newbert. There is Cinnamon's truck. And Ashley Dodson is in the other black number 3, which is now on time and scoring as 88. So, yeah, all this going on here. Painter got the red truck, 99 right there, sitting in the top 5 as they work their way around the corner here at Road America.
Yeah, right now as we see the separation starting to happen here at the road course, Wesley, and this will happen at a road course, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't matter what kind of series of race car you're in. Could be in Formula One, Indy car, trucks, stock cars. You will start to see separation at a road course, and right now we're seeing this is Ashley Dawson in this 3 trying to hold position inside the top 5, and I like to think, Wesley, if you can stay inside the top 5 for a good 85%, 90% of the race, you have a legitimate shot at maybe even battling for a victory or just scrapping out a top 5. Based on what I've seen road courses here in iRacing, it's just a race of survival, keeping pace, keeping the speed on the racetrack, if you will, just to get to the finish.
So we're working lap number 5 next time around. And it is Keith Bradley, the leader. Blake Lothian in second. Adam Newbert is third. That's the way it stands right now. Ashley Dodson and Stephen Thomas, top 5. Oh, looks like Devin Painter just goes off racetrack. And well, that goes on. I believe that's the 5. Is that Jacob Klinkhardt, I believe? Right there in 12th. There's Painter going back on track again. So, yeah, we're watching all this going on here on the racetrack. A couple of drivers trying to fight to stay on course.
Stay on course, hold pace right now as we look at our leader of Keith Bradley. Right now has about a 6-second lead on our second place truck of Blake Lothian, that 43. And my experience here, Wesley, even if you're right now with Keith Bradley with a 6-second lead, this race, these type of tracks, I'd like to think, in my opinion, is not really a battle against other drivers. It's a battle against yourself, because these corners, making sure you time it just right with the shifting, the brakes, the acceleration. You really can't think about other drivers on the racetrack. You know they're going to be there. You know they're going to battle you in the corners. But for really these drivers, they have to focus on each aspect of this racetrack, and that'll get you to the finish.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And currently right now, Keith Bradley is the one that's holding the top spot. We watched all these drivers working their way around the road course. There's Painter again in the 99 truck. All this going on here as they work their way. Blake Lothian, he's in second spot. Another lap on the board. Adam Newbert, Ashley Dodson, Stephen Thomas. Right now, I think everybody just kind of riding and driving, if you will. I don't think everybody is, we just don't have any crazy racing going on right now. And it's actually for good, because I think everybody's just kind of riding and pacing, making laps to get themselves to probably the caution at the halfway mark of the race, or at the end of stage 2, if you will. And then, of course, the competition yellow will be thrown. And actually, William, that'll be the only yellow flag of the race right there. That's it.
Yeah, indeed. Right now, as we watch this race take place, a few drivers have gained positions in this race. We might not have shown it here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Derek Cligor is actually up 18 spots from the drop of the green flag. Wesley, he's up to 9th, just inside the top 10. Look at other drivers. Brendan Bullock in that 17 truck, he's up 9 spots from the drop of the green flag, up to 12. Some other drivers in there. Chris Cinnamon up 3 spots, up to 6. So even though we might not be seeing it on the racetrack, some of these drivers are making some moves.
Yeah, they are. And currently, for the most part now, you see the driver of that 43, Blake Lothian, again in second spot. That's the black truck. As we watch all these drivers working the way. There's Raul Meza in the 37, in the top 20. Dana Shepard behind him at a Putney, Vermont in the 45. All these drivers just kind of being patient right now. It's 27 drivers, or 26 drivers actually, took the green flag. I think actually Hartwig Zimmerman is behind the wall. Jimmy Emos also a couple of 3 laps down. And they're all looking to run down the man, the 29. Keith Bradley, the animal, out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. There he is right there. Got a nice, comfortable lead over Blake Lothian as he works to the S's of the racetrack here at Road America. It's a 6-second lead and growing over Blake Lothian. Pretty good drive there going for the number 29.
Yeah, pretty good drive. Indeed, the 29 of Keith Bradley right now. I'm not sure if he raced in that all-star race last week at North Wilkesboro, but coming into this race here tonight, sitting 4th in those playoff standings, currently with one pole, 5 top 5s, and 5 top 10s on the season. So pretty consistent season for the animal of Keith Bradley, but still waiting on that first victory. Wesley, and looking at the drive he has going on here tonight, this might be that first one.
Yeah, Keith Bradley still in that top spot, the driver of that 29 Ford, Blake Lothian. Hey, Blake was actually around my neck of the woods a couple of weeks ago, of course, running at Southern National with the Cars Tour, and running at Florence in the Pro late model stocks, and he'll get ready, I believe, for Hickory coming up next week. Right now, sitting in a nice spot in second. Adam Newbert, there's, of course, on board with the Lothian driver. Adam Newbert, I'll tell you what, William, we talked about it, man. He had a phenomenal February, pocketed a lot of money for NASRA competition, and right now the Georgia native from Toccoa is right there in the number 3 position. Now, actually, he just got around Lothian for second. And there was a nice battle between Newbert, Lothian, Dodson, Thomas, all in that pack, William, for the top 2 spots. And for second spot is what I meant to say, as Keith Bradley is just sell away from him.
Yeah, as they're battling out right now, it's still good to finish on the podium at a road course. Wesley, you still get paid. You still get some cash money in your pocket. As right now we watch Ashley Dawson in that 88 machine to get around Blake Lothian at 43. Blake Lothian is a part-time driver here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. And Wesley, that's because he has his own truck to drive in real life outside of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here. So it's always a special treat to have Blake racing with us here. But right now, he's got a battle on his hands to stay inside the top 3. As right now he is sandwiched in between Adam Newbert and Ashley Dotson right now as we are caressing around the corners.
Yeah, caressing around the corners indeed. With, of course, there's Blanchard on board with him. He sits in the number 15 position right now on the racetrack. Driver out of Clinton, Maine, the number 9. Behind him, Raul Meza, there's the 16th place driver trying to make a move on Blanchard's machine. There's Taylor Peacock in the Chevrolet number 81. Right now, Peacock is kind of in the top 20, it looks like. Right now, 20th position, yes. Yeah, everybody just kind of, as I said, riding and driving right now. Lap number 8 of 45 here in Stage 1. Real quickly, William, why don't you let everybody know the rundown for tonight's race? Of course, the 45 laps the distance.
Oh yeah, I broke it down not too long ago there, Wesley, but let's do it again here. Stage number 1 will be lap 10. And then stage number 2 will race it on lap 22. That's 12 laps in between those stages. The end of the race will come on lap 45. That's 23 laps in between stage 2 and the end of the race. The drivers here tonight are going to be rocking with 4 sets of Goodyear Eagles on those trucks with 100% fuel capacity. So fuel is not looking to be an issue here tonight. I'm thinking maybe more so tires down the stretch here at this road course.
And if I remember correctly, am I right, William, there will be no caution flags except for the end of stage 2. And that will be the controlled caution, right? When everybody will, that's the only yellow flag of the race, or have we already scratched that also?
That I would have to check with race control. That I'm pretty sure that's the way we ran it at the Daytona International Road Course. Yes. Not sure if it's the same format here tonight, Wesley, but definitely going to check with race control about that and see what our exact caution flag format is here tonight.
Keith Bradley is the leader. And Adam Newbert second, Blake Lothian third, Ashley Dodson, Stephen Thomas the top 5. Joey Doucette, Chris Cinnamon, Ed Osborne, Devin Painter, and Derek Kilgore as the field works their way now with a battle going on for the number 3 position. Ashley Dodson trying to run down now Blake Lothian for the 3rd spot. Adam Newbert up in front of them. That's probably the best battle on the racetrack here on lap number 7.
As this battle rages on for a second right now, Wesley, I just got confirmation from race control. The yellow flag will fly on lap 22. So the exact
okay.
We ran at the Daytona International Road Course not but 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so pretty much the only yellow flag of the race will come at the end of the 2nd stage, and everyone else will probably be green flag until then. So that's the plan so far right now. So underway. We're doing well. We're rocking and rolling. We're glad you're here with us. Coverage of the NASRA Triple M Pulling Truck Series, the premier iRacing NASRA sanctioned body where it all started. This is season 7. William Tiller, I'm Wesley Outland. Adam Flieger in the house. Adam, we'll let you chime in here. I know you're producing, but he has no stranger to calling races if need be. What's your take of the road course race so far here now, buddy, as we are working now, closing in on lap 10 of 45 at Road America?
I know some of these drivers are handling these corners a lot better than I would.
Yeah, I would probably say that as well. I mean, I know that they are definitely handling the corners a lot better than I would, for sure.
Hey, I know this week, on iRacing, the officials for the trucks are at Bristol Dirt, and I'll tell you what, I feel at home. Unfortunately, my driving style, I keep blowing the engines up. But these drivers tonight, they seem to be handling this Circuit America really well tonight. Is it Circuit? No, this is Road America, huh?
So it will be lap number 8, lap number 9 coming up here in just a bit. Is right there is Adam Newbert in that second position. Keith Bradley is the leader. Blake Lothian second. Adam Newbert is third. There's the over-the-top designs. Number 29, he's up in front. We're 10 laps in. We're going to step away and take a break. Coverage continues from Nazareth and Road America. Road course, lefts, rights, chicanes, carousels, bus stops, and more. We're still in the middle of stage 1 as it's about to come to an end, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Alrighty, and we're back here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network as we're riding on board there with the sights and sounds of Road America. We had a few action-packed moments of the race right now. Take a look at one of them here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. There's Ashley Dotson in that 88. Gonna make contact there. The money man Adam Newbert there. They're both gonna go off the track there sideways. Ashley Dotson there is gonna go off into the grass. Adam Newbert there is gonna get that thing straight again. Ashley's going to get it rolling. There comes Joey Doucette behind him. Both drivers going to lose a lot of spots on the racetrack. Now we're going to check out. I believe that's is that the 99, a Devin Painter or Dan Hagen there? Yep, that was my next guess there in that 39 machine. Just going to overdrive that corner. Going to have to basically stop there right on the apex of the corner, hit the brakes completely. Get that thing fired up, rocking and rolling once again. Not as bad for the 39 of Dan Hagen. Again, though, all by himself there in that NASA machine. But back up to Adam Newbert in that 4. And what that caused is just a lot more separation between you and the other driver on the racetrack as we're going to ride on board with that 4. Nobody around him there. Adam Newbert is 24 seconds off the pace of the leader and 11 seconds off the pace of Blake Lothian, who's currently second on the racetrack. And look at that battle right now. Ashley Dotson's trying to catch up to Adam Newell. He's only 2 seconds away from third.
Yeah, we just wrapped up stage number 1, and stage 1 will go to Keith Bradley. Shades of what the new NASCAR Truck Series does now, basically, where they do not throw a caution at the end of the stages. All they basically do is just, continue racing. The stage points will be given out accordingly, but we still continue racing on. Keith Bradley is your leader in truck number 29. Blake Lothian is in second. Adam Newbert is third. Ashley Dodson is fourth. And Joey Doucette currently in the top 5. Of course, Devin Painter on the outside of the top 5 in 6th. Ed Osborne is in 7th. Chris Cinnamon, 8th position right now for the number 3. Derek Kilgore is 9th. And Justin Lumpkin is the driver that's currently in the top 10. There's your top 10 on the racetrack with the end of stage 1. And William, they will accordingly get stage points at the end of the stage. But we still race.
Stage points right there. So as mentioned, Keith Bradley first, Blake Lothian second, Adam Newbert third, Ashley Dodson fourth, Joey Doucette fifth. There goes Joey creeping up once again. No wonder why. He's the points leader in this series. Devin Painter sixth, Ed Osborne seventh, Chris Cinnamon 8th. We look at 9th right there. That's Kilgore right there. Another top 10 run going for Derek. Then we look at Lumpkin right there. Rounds out our top 10. Justin Lumpkin again with the top 10 if he holds position. Right now at the tail end of that pack. 12 laps into this race, Wesley. We're starting to see some drivers head down pit road.
Keith Bradley again the winner of stage number 1. Ashley Dodson there behind them. Here comes some green flag pit stops that are ongoing as Blake Lothian and Adam Newbert and others are coming down to the pit lane for service, for work. Joey Doucette, Ed Osborne, Justin Lumpkin, all of these drivers coming in for pit stops here.
Yeah, so that's going to give us a window at around 12 laps to watch at around lap 24 if these drivers head down pit road again. Right now, Wesley, as Keith Bradley, again, has no pressure there at the top of the grid, all by himself there in his Las Vegas penthouse. Just getting comfortable up there, maybe sipping on some PRA water, listening to some smooth jazz up there at the top of the grid.
Hey, man, another great day here, and hope everybody's doing well as Keith Bradley is still the man that's just simply dominating this race. Of course, Ashley Dodson in second spot. Devin Painter is in third. Chris Cinnamon, man, I'll tell you who's a climber. Derek Kilgore, William, 22 spots. He is in the top 5 right now in that number 11 truck. What a climber in that Chevrolet right now here at Road America.
What a climber indeed. Look at the back fin of that truck, though. The 11 just trying to scrape out a good finish here tonight. That'll be good here on the road course. We look at, he's up 22 spots, but still has to head down pit road. We'll start to see some of these drivers here at the top end of this grid here head down. But right now, Wesley, I can tell now why you got a little chuckle in your commentating here tonight. Keith Bradley has a 28-second lead on Ashley Dodson right now. We're creeping into territory, Wesley, of if this continues the pace that it's going here tonight, we could have Keith Bradley possibly lap the field.
Yeah, 29 seconds and growing. Currently, Keith Bradley has over the driver Ashley Dodson in the number 88 machine. Devin Painter is in third. And wow, Keith Bradley just dominating this race right now, bro. I mean, he's in a totally different zip code right now, for sure.
Yeah, and it just seems that each lap that goes by is getting faster and faster. Right now has a 30-second lead on second place, and each corner, each pace, each inch asphalt here at Road America, that lead just builds and builds and builds. It's not that Keith Bradley is getting any faster, Wesley. In fact, he's actually getting a little bit slower on the racetrack. It's just that he consistently hits every corner, each exit, each braking point, everything just on the marker each time around, and that's just consistent speed every lap around Road America.
Sorry about that. The number 3 truck. Look at this. Now we're seeing Ashley Dodson work his way out of the pit lane as Chris Cinnamon is the truck that actually just come to the pits. There is right now it is Keith Bradley still the leader. It is a big, big lead. We're still seeing, if you will, William green flag pit stop still ongoing here. But right now, Cinnamon will come back on track in the top 10 in front of Joey Doucette. And right now, again, I don't think Bradley's pitted yet.
I don't think he has either. Wesley, we're looking at around 4 trucks at the top of the grid that haven't pitted yet. And a few trucks mixed in the field that haven't pitted yet as well. Raul Meza right there. Dana Shepard hasn't either, down in the 16th position. Dan Hagan hasn't head down pit road either in tonight's event. We're looking at some of these other drivers, though, that have headed down pit road. They're trying to work their way up through the field with that fresh equipment. Look at the likes of Blake Lothian there. Stephen Thomas in that 23, now up to 5th and 6th respectfully on the racetrack. Ed Osborne's also headed down pit road. He leads a pack of drivers here that headed down pit road with the likes of Chris Cinnamon, Joey Doucette, Justin Lumpkin, Brandon Bullock, Chris Blanchard, and James Morris. That will be positions 8th down to around 14th on the racetrack. Drivers that have headed down pit road.
Yeah, we just saw it. Osborne's truck as well as Doucette. All these drivers are ones we're still continuing to watch. Blake Lothian, who was in the 2nd spot for a good part of the race behind Bradley, has now fell back into the top 5 and 4th. Devin Painter is now up to 3rd. He works his way to the start-finish line as we are right now 14 laps coming up on 45 and right about halfway here in the stage 2 of the race currently. Look at Painter's truck, dirt tracking it there off that corner just a moment ago. Just sitting right there in that number 3 spot, just being patient, and Lothian's trying to run him back down there. Is just what a phenomenal job Keith Bradley has done here in this race here tonight at Road America so far. Just literally that over-the-top designs, number 29 out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. He has just took everybody to the woodshed tonight, if you will, William.
Yeah, he really has. That 29 machine, the animal, as we like to call him here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. He has definitely come to Road America here tonight to eat. He is eating like a man starved. He is eating like Tom Hanks in Castaway once they gave him the Burger King on the airplane. He was hungry as a 29 machine here tonight is building up that lead inch by inch, minute by minute here tonight on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network.
You heard me do Wilson right. The volleyball.
Yes, sir.
33-second lead now. There's the interval that he has in that number 29 right now. Man, he is just taking everybody to school. Phenomenal performance. And now he's going to slow down and come to the pit lane.
Yeah, now the 29, Keith Bradley can head down pit lane, possibly get out of the truck, head to the concession stands, get himself a hot dog, Gatorade, whatever he likes to sip on, get back in the truck, get that thing started again off of pit road, and still hold a pretty good lead at the top of the grid.
So the interval is expiring right now. But Keith Bradley, 30 seconds now ahead of Ashley Dodson. I don't know. He might be able to, well, no, there goes Ashley Dodson, new leader. When does Bradley exit? Where will he be right now? He's going to fall back to 3rd. Fifth, 6th, 7th. He's climbing down the pylon. All of this is ongoing as the leaders are passing him here now.
As Ashley Dodson's leading the way now, 15 laps into this race. Watch where Keith Bradley shakes out there now, down to 7th. He's head down pit road now. We'll watch how this plays out there. Wesley is now. Ashley Dodson's at the top of the grid with a 11-second lead there for the 88 machine. He's leading Devin Painter in the 99 machine, who's up to 2nd, up 5 spots from the drop of the green flag. Blake Lothian currently up to third. Stephen Thomas up to fourth. We saw Stephen have a little bit of issue here to start off the race as you were talking about that wonderful podcast they put on. He's rebounded nicely from that, though, up to fourth. And Derek Kilgore having a good race here tonight in that 11 machine, up 22 spots from the drop of the green flag, up to fifth.
Yeah, Dodson now the new leader, of course, as we watch them working their way around the racetrack. There's that number 3. I know Tom in scoring has him as the 88, but he is the number 3. Devin Painter is now in second spot of the 99. Look at this now battle going on between Lothian trying to get around some lap trucks. Thomas and Kilgore are right now your top 5 as we're about to put 30 laps to go here.
Yeah, 30 laps to go here from Road America. And folks, if you're watching along with us here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, me and Wes are going to turn this into a little bit of an interactive race here. We like you folks that are watching with us here as we're watching these drivers take on the road course. Where you shout out who your favorite driver is. And with 5 races to go here in this season, who's your favorite to capture that championship at the end of the season? Very tight, Wesley. Not a lot of drivers dominated this season. We have a couple drivers with a few wins, 2 wins, 3 wins here at most. But although this season's been very, very tight with a lot of consistent driving, as it looks like Ashley Dotson might be having some problems there. He's heading down pit road. Devin Painter in the 99 looks to be heading down pit road as well. But opportunity for those fans that are watching the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here on this Fast Friday to shout out some of your favorite drivers. We'll make sure, I think some of these drivers here, Wesley, listen to the broadcast as they're racing, so we'll make sure to let them know they're cheering them on.
Yeah, for sure. Right now we're seeing Derek Kilgore, Devin Painter, Ashley Dodson now giving up top 5. They're coming to the pit lane. And all the while, this is going to let Keith Bradley run them back down. And remember, we're also going to be looking at that competition caution here at the end of stage number 2 around lap number 20, lap 21. So all of this happening now is Keith Bradley is now back in the top 5. He's going to run down these trucks that are pitting.
Yeah, Keith Bradley right now on the 29 machine. He's got 7 laps to go before that caution flag flies at lap 22 into 23 will be that caution flag that'll fly. Right now, Ashley Dawson, the 88 machine, said, I don't want any cautions, though. Although he slid down, he went down pit road again. The leader on the racetrack, though, right now, Wesley, is the 43 truck of Blake Lothian here with 7 laps to go in stage 2.
Yeah, what a phenomenal job by Blake Lothian right there. Now in the lead, the number 43
Ooh.
truck. Wow, hold on there, buddy.
Little overdrive from the 43 truck there. And Wesley, I would love to take this opportunity to go check out Blake Lothian on Instagram, doing an awesome giveaway there. All you have to be doing is following Blake Lothian there. Tag a couple friends in the comment section there on that Instagram post. You have an opportunity to win a limited edition, one-of-a-kind die cast from Blake himself. The die cast of the first truck he raced in the Craftsman Truck Series. So pretty cool giveaway there for Blake Lothian.
Yeah, Blake Lothian, of course, was again racing at Southern National a couple of weeks ago with the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour. And again, right now, just kind of ready to see what the racing season will hold for him in virtual and real life for 2023, of course. I don't think anybody anywhere is going to be running this weekend, especially in the Carolinas. Well, we got hit by some nasty weather this morning, and talking about some more nasty weather coming in tonight, and it's been raining all day. It's just, it's been a sucky Good Friday here. Obviously, you know, they always say Good Friday has bad weather, and we're getting that again this year in North Carolina, where I live at, William.
Yes, sir. And I know it's about 3 hours away from North Carolina there, just because I lived in North Carolina for so long there, that the Masters is now getting rained out in Georgia for that same weather system that's coming up there. So now they're having to stack the second and third rounds together there, Wesley. So quite a conundrum there in Augusta.
Yeah, so Augusta, Georgia is probably about 5 hours from my house where I live at.
Ooh. Okay, because I remember Atlanta was about 3.5 from me.
It's all Blake Lothian right now, the leader, after a cycle of pit stops in the green flag here in the middle of stage number 2. Stephen Thomas is in that second spot. Adam Newbert is third. Ashley Dodson is fourth. And Keith Bradley, the man that dominated the first opening of the race, is now back in the top 5. "30-second gap to the leader. Blake Lothian is the top 5 there, William.
Yeah, 30-second gap for that 43 truck of Blake Lothian. We look at that right on board, though, with the Ford of Keith Bradley in the 29 machine, who was dominating this race earlier. I think, though, Wesley, once everything shakes out here and we watch all these pit stops ensue, we're going to watch this caution flag fly a lap 22. I think once the 29 gets back up to the top of the grid, you let those horses run wild, so to say. Although the 29 looks to be struggling here, we're going to ride on board here once again through these corners. A bit of a tail wiggle here. Might not be the same truck we saw the first half of this race.
Yeah, definitely. And, it took a long pit stop for the driver of the 11, too. And ever since he's came back on track, it seems like he's definitely struggling. I mean, I wonder if he might have done a change on the truck with the handling or the setup, and it's definitely not come to him yet. But right now, he sits in the top 5. And remember, we're going to get that caution here in about 5 more laps. So if he can just hold it out, be able to make those adjustments to get back up in the front for this race.
Yeah, right now, as Blake Lothian leads the way, his lead, though, is down a bunch. It's just creeping down there. The 23 is Stephen Thomas gaining a lot of time right now. It's down to about 6 seconds right now on the racetrack, folks. On a speedway, that would be a lot of time. In a road course, though, that is a medium amount of time right now, as Stephen Thomas will cross this line here at lap 18, currently in second position, the 23 truck here, as it looks like, though, that interval is seeming to plateau right there. Wesley at about 7 seconds, 6.8, so it was what I thought was a run from Stephen Thomas in that 23 truck. Might just be a little mirage right there, as the 43 truck still leads the way.
As Ashley Dotson moving around some more lead trucks, like with Bradley and Painter. Adam Newbert, the third place truck now. All this happening. Ashley Dotson, watching him negotiate around. Here comes Bradley running him down, though. This is right now for that 3rd and 4th spot on the racetrack here, as we're closing in on under 5 to go here in stage number 2.
We look at the grid already here tonight. Wesley here on lap 18 as we creep up to our first break of the evening. Some drivers, some of your favorite drivers have might already had rough nights. We're looking at the likes of Zach Hartwick in that 93 machine. Looks like he's out on the racetrack, though, being registered as 14 laps down. Jimmy Emos being registered as 13 laps down. Looks like he is off the track. Eric Zimmerman in the 94 trucks, 11 laps down. Looks like he may be off the track as well. Robbie Richards down 6 laps here tonight. The 48 truck, Wesley's just having a rough go the past couple races. We also look at the likes of Huck Whittington, the 00, down a lap. Jeff Sickle is down a lap. Cody Knott in the 26, somehow, some way, he became a lap down as well. And Taylor Peacock, a driver who dominated, I would have to say, at North Wilkesboro last week, just didn't win that race. Here tonight is the first truck a lap down in 19th position.
Yeah, Blake Lothian still holding on to that top spot while all of this crazy racing's going on behind him. As Dodson now actually that's correct. That's Cinnamon's truck, I believe it was. That was Cinnamon holding off Brandon Bullock and Kilgore in the top 10. So all of this racing ongoing. Now there's Dodson and Bradley going at it for 4th and 5th as we're about to put 20 laps on the board coming up here at this time, Bob, when they come to the line, and about 2 laps left to go before the caution. That flagman right there will be ready to unfurl the yellow in a couple of more laps here. Working lap number 18, lap 19 now.
Yeah, lap 19 right now here at Road America in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. This is week 11, coming off the All-Star break last weekend where we took on North Wilkesboro in a non-points event. Everybody had a great time there. Back to points racing, though, this week here with only 5 races to go before we kick off the playoffs here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. These drivers knows what is in store here at the road course. And, Wesley, we look at the 29 machine of Keith Bradley, who was dominating the first half of this race, still wanting his first win of the season, currently top 5 in the point standings. And as we cruise along here, Blake Lothian's on top of the grid. He is a part-time driver here in this series. Stephen Thomas still waiting on a win as well, I do believe. But I think, Wesley, what we see at a road course, it gives some of these drivers an opportunity who might get overshadowed at a speedway, maybe get that first win out of the way, and that could spark a run here with 4 races to go.
Yeah, right now the Stephen Thomas entry sitting in second. Hold on there, buddy. Wow, he got really, really loose there. Truck about came out from under him as he drives now through the rumble strips. But, yeah, right now sitting comfortably in that number 2 spot. Adam Newbert third. And I'm telling you, everybody, check out that NASRA podcast, the replay. Really awesome to get the details with Jeff Sickles with Swim, Sick With It Motorsports about what their program's about, how it got started, and all the good things that are going on with Swim. And that's just one of those drivers with Stephen Thomas. And there's the Ladonco Construction Toyota there of also Adam Newbert. He's also a member of Swim and doing a really, really good job right here on the racetrack as we're closing in on 25 to go at the line and about 2 to go before the caution here in the first 2 stages of the race will be done.
That Keith Bradley is actually down pit road in that 29 machine. Just seeing it here on my scoring pylon, that 29 has headed down pit road, Wesley here, and that's interesting here as we cruise up to the break in the action. Maybe a strategy move though from the 29 to get that pit stop out of the way before that caution flag flies.
Well, that goes on there, William. Blake Lothian now has got about a 6.5 second lead over Stephen Thomas. 12-second lead and half more that distance to Adam Newbert to Lothian. All this happening here now as we're closing in on lap number 20. And all the while, it has been a comfortable race. We saw domination by Keith Bradley. By the way, he's pitting. I wonder if he's trying to go for the undercut on everybody else. What do you think there? What are you thinking, William?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Keith Bradley's doing. That 29 machine heading down pit road early. That way you don't have to head down when that yellow flag flies. Shoot, he might be the only truck still out on the racetrack, Wesley, looking at the last pit stops of some of these drivers here. And with that move, that would put him either in the top 5 or at the top of the grid. Wesley, we've seen what he can do in open air. It might not bode well for the rest of the field.
Yeah, Lothian currently now still holding on to that spot there. You see the Swim entry. Family handyman number 23 of Stephen Thomas. Newbert, Dodson, Painter, top 5. And again, I think they're all just trying to get to lap 22. But Keith Bradley, again, gave up all that position, I think, to be able to get that position gain whenever they throw the caution here and everybody pits.
See right now as we're just cruising around here with just a few laps to go. Oh my goodness, just came into that just a little bit too hot there. The family handyman machine of Stephen Thomas, the 23 here currently second on the racetrack, but Wesley been a top 5 truck all night.
Yeah, another solid run going again there for the driver. It looks like, again, the handling starting to go away on the Stephen Thomas truck, but right now just trying to, again, just hang in there the last couple of laps before that caution, and then they can be able to make what adjustments are needed.
Wesley is right now. Blake Lothian, that 43 truck's just going to take us down here in these last couple corners before we throw that caution flag here. It'll fly with just about 23 laps to go. We'll throw that caution flag, as Wesley mentioned. A few drivers are probably head down pit road here, but we do want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight to a road course. We know this is not everybody's cup of tea, so to say there, Wesley, but it's still exciting here to kick off another points event here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. About a week's time off, and I can tell these drivers have been hungry to get back racing here tonight. It's been the same mix of drivers up at the top. Of course, we're looking at the money man, Adam Newbert, currently third. We're looking at Stephen Thomas up there. You know, we just had Keith Bradley up there rubbing shoulders there for the lead. Wesley, so a road course a little bit different than what the folks are used to, but very good to see these drivers taking it on strong here tonight. Some drivers really struggling, having rough nights. Other drivers are exceeding expectations.
Yeah, Blake Lothian again. Now the guy that's up in front is some of these other drivers deciding to come down to the pit lane, of course. Now we see Lothian still holding on to that top spot. Stephen Thomas in second. Of course, Adam Newbert third. Ashley Dodson. Devin Painter top 5 with now 25 laps to go and a couple of more laps to go here in this before the caution will come out. And I think everybody, when they get that yellow flag, unless you're like somebody like Keith Bradley or others that went for the undercut, they're going to come to the pits. They're going to come and get service. They're going to get work done here.
Yeah, get work done indeed. Make sure you're good to go the last bit of this race, just to see where you're at truck-wise. But I think we're going to have a whole different race once we re-grid this field, Wesley, with to see. Right now, is the 37 truck's having a bit of issues right there. Is going to let, I believe that's Devin Payne in the 99 by right there. This is looking at way down the grid right here. Raul Meza is going to be now a lap down in the 14th position. That was the 99 Devin Painter, who's in 5th place, passing 37.
Yep, right now, just kind of, again, staying up in that top spot. There's Painter. Had problems earlier in the race, but he's been able to solidly at least stay in the top 5. As right now, Devin Painter is currently in that number 5 position. Everybody just kind of riding and driving to go to the end of this stage and get the caution. And we'll see how all this develops. As right now, it looks like a nice drive for Blake Lothian. There's the 18 and Justin Lumpkin. Justin has had some up and down moments, if you will, in this series this year at highs and lows. I think of what happened to him at Daytona on the cusp of winning, then of course doing well at Bristol, and then all of a sudden William getting caught up in an accident. And right now another just good drive for him right now in the top 10.
A pretty clean truck here tonight. The 18 of Justin Lumpkin may not be the fastest truck out there here tonight, Wesley, but as I mentioned to kick off the broadcast here, as long as you could just keep your lines, keep your truck clean, you can scrape out a pretty good finish. And that's exactly what the 18's doing here tonight. Knows that he doesn't have the speed, he doesn't have the road course ability of the 29 of Keith Bradley or the 43 truck of Blake Lothian, but he knows that if he can just hit these corners with just the right amount of speed, get out here with a top 10. That's what most drivers want to do, Wesley. Get back to that super speedway racing.
Yeah, just try to get here to the end of it. And of course, again, they'll have that lengthy caution, if you will, to reset everything, and they'll all come down to the pits and make adjustments. But all the while, Blake Lothian is looking to be the man that will bring the field to the caution flag here as we're about to put 22 laps on the board. The field works their way up the straightaway here at Road America at virtual Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. And there goes the caution flag over the racetrack, and that will signify the end, at least halfway through the race right now. And if you're not Keith Bradley, I got a feeling, and maybe even Keith Bradley, but I doubt it, everybody's coming to pit road here under caution, William, no doubt.
I do believe so. I don't know if Keith Bradley might stay out, though, after he just pitted not too long ago. Only has headed down pit road twice so far here tonight. But as Wesley mentioned here, the pace Porsche will take us around here. Road America, the drivers will pit. No commercial here tonight, folks, so we'll stay live here at Road America. We'll just step aside for a short break here at the NASCAR 360 Racing Network.
Well, welcome back to the Triple M Pulling Truck Series from Road America, and I believe my colleague William Tiller has called up with the animal, Keith Bradley, the winner of the first stage, and doing pretty good so far here at Road America so far, William.
Yeah, Mr. Keith Bradley, we've got about 2 minutes to talk to you here, my man, as we just, the pace lights just turned off that Porsche here. You showed us how to get it done here. At one point, I think you almost had either a minute and a half lead on second place. How is it that you're so good at road courses?
Honestly, I really don't know. These tracks used to be my big struggle, and then I just found a knack for them, I guess.
Yeah, as you're going around each corner, coming off of that all-star break last week in North Wilkesboro where you ran pretty good there. You finished second in that event. No wins this season, though, here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. How big of a win would it be here tonight?
I think it would be huge just to lock into the playoffs here. But I mean, we got some strong tracks coming up, but it'd be wonderful to just go ahead and lock in here and be done with it.
It looks like you're going to go side by side with a driver who's basically been your main competition here tonight. If you've had any, Blake Lothian has been in the top three here, just held the lead while you relinquished the lead for a little bit there. 43 truck, what do you think about this restart? Do you think you're going to feel any heat, or do you feel like once you get out to the open air, once again, you can kind of sail away with this win?
I think it might end up being like the initial start. Try to jump out to a lead and then just to calm down, settle down a little bit, and run consistent lap times and try to expand the lead.
Guys, before we let the animal go back out and eat up this track, do you guys have any questions for the driver who has essentially dominated here tonight? And that's a no on the question part there, Keith. So we're going to go ahead and let you get back to it here as we caress around Road America. Before we let you go, though, my man, you've dominated here, so we'll give you the floor before this victory lane speech that I see maybe coming here later on. Anybody you want to shout out here as we get you on the mic?
Just all my sponsors, everybody that supports the Friday night series each week. I know it can be frustrating at times. We get some good races, and then we get some bad races, and I just appreciate everybody that continues to still come out, and all the sponsors and all my personal sponsors and all my teammates.
Awesome, Keith. Well, if you keep racing the way you've been doing here tonight, you'll have plenty of time to thank them later in victory lane. But Keith, we're going to let you go the rest of the way here. Good luck these last, looking at probably around 20 laps to go. See if the animal can get the victory lane here tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was Keith Bradley behind the wheel of that 29 machine. The animal here, we watched him go down inside of that top 10 after that pit stop. Now right back at the top of the grid. Going to have to battle with the 43 truck here on this restart.
Field to be ready to go back to the restart zone, and we'll try this again here with Keith Bradley, Blake Lothian, Adam Newbert, Ashley Dodson, Stephen Thomas, right now the top five, as the field will get ready to assemble 2x2 behind the pace car, and we'll get ready for a restart here. And I don't know, I'm honestly thinking with over 20 laps to go, they're probably gonna have to make one more pit stop on a green. What are you thinking, William, as we come back to green here?
Yeah, I'm thinking so as well. We saw there in stage number 1, that window is probably in the range of around 12 to 13 laps. So probably one more pit stop out of the way as we're back green flag racing here in the Pultz Poppers 150th. Keith Bradley takes us out in the first corner.
Back underway here. Watch everybody all be stacked up with each other. And once again, Keith Bradley. Well, Lothian sideways in the pack.
Whoa!
Everybody misses him. Dodson, Kilgore, and company move around and miss Lothian. He'll fall all the way back into the top 10 and maybe more. And remember, there's no caution.
No caution. That might just be about it for the 43 truck of Blake Lothian. He has a lot of ground to make up now after that, as almost every truck on the racetrack avoided the 43 truck, who has had a great run leading up to that point here. A top 5 truck, top 3 could be said for the 43. Right now, though, that's all out the window now, as Adam Newbert and it looks like Ashley Dodson are battling out for a top 2 position, as we have a battle raging on for third. Ooh, nice slide job out of Stephen Thomas there in the 23. He's going to lose the position, though, from that overdrive.
Yeah, it's Stephen Thomas right there in the 23 truck battling with Kilgore and Devin Painter. All these drivers going at it again, working around the corner. Keith Bradley loves what he sees, though. He's pulled away. He's got about a 2-second lead now.
Keith Bradley's back out in that open air. He loves that open air right there. As Ashley Dodson said, oh no, not again, as he is starting to lose pace from the 29, slowly but surely starting to see that Mirage get further and further away from him like a camel in the desert looking for a watering hole. That's just getting further and further away from him right now as the 29 machine, it's just going corner by corner here. Ashley Dawson's trying everything he can behind the wheel of that truck. Might not be enough, though, here tonight, Wesley.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. Keith Bradley blowing away the competition right now as we speak. Ashley Dodson about 2 seconds back in that number 2 position. Excuse me. Adam Newbert is third. All of these drivers coming back to the line, and we are under 20 laps to go. Here comes now an on the pole instant replay here. Look at Joey Doucette off racetrack.
Yeah, our points leader here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series, Joey Doucette in that 16 is going to lose control off the corner there, Wesley. Looks like he's all by himself there on the racetrack. I just want to check and see where the 16 was on the racetrack, what kind of race our points leader is having here tonight. We look at the grid there. Joey Doucette's currently listed 13th position, about a minute off the pace of the leader, about down 5 spots from the drop of the green flag. So Joey right now not having a points leader type race.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, William. I took a sip of my soda here at Coke, and it went down the wrong pipe and about choked, man. As right now, Keith Bradley is just continuing to be the driver up in front. Ashley Dodson comfortably in that number 2 spot. Truck number 3, the time and scoring has him as the 88, but he does see the leader up in his view. But right now it's under a 1.5 seconds the differential. Adam Newbert about 5 seconds back. So is Thomas. 7 seconds back is Derek Kilgore. That's right now your top 5 on the racetrack, is again working through the Johnsonville Brats corner. Doing really well. Excuse me. Ashley Dodson still a very solid drive for the number 88 machine, but I just keep wondering, William, if he's going to be able to try to run back down Keith Bradley, or Bradley is going to, slip up. We've seen him make a couple of mistakes at the end of stage number 2 that allowed him to really tighten the truck up. And I will just tell you this, man, look at this. You're on board with Ashley Dodson, and that view of the rear end of that truck tailgate is getting closer and closer and closer to the 29.
Yeah, we talked about the Mirage just a little while ago, but it looks like Aladdin has found that magic carpet because he is cruising around the desert right now trying to catch that 29 machine here at Road America. 29 of the animal right now looks a little subdued at the top of the grid. Like Sean William Scott once said, you got a tranquilizer in your neck, as the 29 machine will take us over the start-finish line once again. Still a race leader for the time being.
Ooh, that didn't sound good outside. Oh boy, I hope I can stay with you till the end of this race here, William. As right now, Keith Bradley running them down. Really strong run for truck number 29. Ashley Dodson in that 2nd spot, closing in on 18 laps to go now. Stephen Thomas is in 3rd. They're 1, 2, and 3. Adam Newbert and Derek Kilgore in the top 5. And look at the 29, man. Just, again, little slip a lap ago. Was starting to let Ashley Dodson run him down. Now he's starting to get a little bit quicker and open that lead back to a 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, with 18 laps to go, Wesley, if we could go back to Joey Doucette in that 16 machine, I'd like to highlight our points leader. Coming into tonight's race, Joey, of course, held the top of that points table there with 9
Whoa,
top
Joey
tens.
Doucette!
Yeah, again, as we're talking about him having a rough go here. Oof, hard impact there for that tail. Looked like he was trying to get down pit road. He's going to take that toe. Looks like he's going to have some significant repairs down pit road. But Back to what I was talking about there with the 16 machine coming in as our points leader into to this points race here tonight. Wesley had 9 top 10s with 11 starts, and that streak of top 10s ended at Atlanta before that All-Star break. So the 16 again is going to follow up this points event again with a finish outside the top 10. So the 16 seems to be going backwards in this season when it's almost playoff time.
Man, it's hard to believe. What was it back in? What was it, January or February? We were at Daytona to kick off the season, and right now we're already thinking of coming to the, final 5 or so races of the regular season and then the playoffs. What saw some of the highlights of last Friday night, man. The All-Star race, that was a very exciting event, and I find it funny. 200 lap race, 200 laps for the Cup race for the All-Star race this year. I think that's kind of I know NASRA has its own way of doing things, but no doubt about it, William, 200 lap for the Cup All-Star race in May at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, what a race that's going to be. But right now we have a race for the lead. Wesley, we need to get back up to the top of the grid. Right now, Ashley Dawson just laid down the fastest lap time of the race with a 2:16.9. That's just a 10th slower than our race leader's fastest lap on the racetrack. But Ashley Dawson's putting that right now with 17 laps to go. That is not what Keith Bradley wants to hear.
Yeah, I don't think Keith Bradley really wants to know that right now. Of course, here comes Ashley Dodson now closing in on that interval. 3/4 of a second now, trying to reel in the driver of the 29 of Keith Bradley. He's getting closer and closer and closer to running him down in that truck number 3. Right now, closing in on 30 laps too, and 17 to go here at Road America.
Yeah, right now 17 laps to go. This is similar to the set that we ran in stage number 1, going down into stage 2. So these drivers are ready for these closing stages of this race. Also, Wesley, we have to keep in mind, some of these drivers might head down pit road. The money man, Adam Newbert, will head down pit road. He's only down pit road 1 time so far here tonight. Some of our leaders will head down pit road as well, assuming here with 17 laps to go. We're really looking at this battle, though, between these top 2 trucks, as now Ashley Dudson's right on the back bumper. We have a battle now raging here at Road America.
Yeah, we got a battle brewing up for the lead now, man. It's getting hotted and heated. As right now, Keith Bradley, the 29, going inside, going outside. Dodson will follow. He's right up there on the back end of the number 29 truck. One wrong slip, and Dodson will capitalize for the lead as they work their way over in the corners. One wrong move, and Dodson will be the new man up in front. He's led earlier in the race, but right now, Keith Bradley will not be favored, wavered, or denied. He holds on to that top spot as they work their way up the hill, coming back to start-finish line. 16 to go here at Road America.
16 laps to go right now as the battle rages on for the lead. What an excellent shot here in the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Folks, if you like what you've seen here tonight, we invite you to go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button here on YouTube. We invite you to go also check us out on Facebook or Twitter at NASRA Racing there to stay up to date with all the high racing action that comes at you here. Wesley, we have all sorts of series, including that late model series that's going to kick off Tuesday night. We have a weekly Wednesday night podcast, including playoff races Monday night there in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series, and then here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. These trucks, once again, a mix of a field. There's some of the same characters from series to series there, Wesley, but then we also get a mix of some different drivers in these series as well. That's when we get races like this that are now tail to tail right here with 16 laps to go.
Yeah, remember that Over the Top Designs Xfinity Series race on Thursday. They decided to take off this past Thursday night, last night, and get reset and recharged, and we'll try this again here. Hopefully that the driver participation will pick up for that Thursday series. I enjoy working that on Thursday night regularly with you as well, William, and I know I missed a couple of weeks, and then I came back for the Daytona Road Course race where you actually were making your racing debut, and if there's anything positive out of the deal, you got a top 10 finish in your debut.
I really did, and I tried to plead the race control to let me finish out the last 10 laps. They said, no way, and I said, I agree with you there. I had no business being on the racetrack. Still fun indeed to sort of rub shoulders with some of these awesome drivers we have here. Wesley, I like to say, it was almost like Ricky Bobby here, but here we go. Ricky Bobby said slingshot engage as Ashley Dawson tried a little pit maneuver to get around Keith Bradley there in the 29. This battle looks like a battle between Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen here, but this is the Triple M Pulling Truck Series, and these are trucks, not F1 race cars here as we're going left turns, right turns, pit maneuvers here to get around one another here with 16 laps to go.
Keith Bradley again, still the big leader. For how long, though, the question. 15 laps to go. 30 laps are in. And again, this is the run to the finish. Right now, Bradley and Dodson. Dodson tried to make a couple of runs for the top spot, but falling back now to that number 2 position is Keith Bradley. 3/4 of a second now. 15 to go. And Bradley again just, yeah, I gotta wonder here. Green flag pit stops. Do you think we're gonna see them before the finish of this race, William? What do you think, buddy?
I think so. I think we're gonna have a few drivers head down pit road. I think just to get that last stop out of the way. 15 laps to go here. I'd be surprised if these drivers try to push that envelope to the end. Maybe these top 2 drivers might do that here, or they'll pit together here, Wesley, as there's a significant gap between 2nd and 3rd currently on the racetrack with 15 laps to go. No cautions left here as Barney has packed it up and all but got that checkered flag out here tonight. As Keith Bradley right now, Ashley Dotson 1-2 on the racetrack, and I think we have about 10 trucks left on the lead lap.
Yeah, exactly. 10 trucks on the lead lap, and Keith Bradley is still the man up in front, the driver of the number 29. The laps winding down here, under 15 laps to go when they come to the line, and Ashley Dodson in 2nd. Stephen Thomas, he's in 3rd, but he is like 8-9 seconds back to 1st and 2nd here as these laps. Whoa, Bradley, little slip there. Hold on, Bradley. He'll save it. Dodson cannot capitalize on this either.
Now, as they're still right on top of one another, though. Oh, man, there's a little bit of a wiggle out of the 29. Keith Bradley right now. Keith starting to feel that pressure, though, from the 88 or 3, whichever. There, 3 on the racetrack, 88 in your programs at home right now as he is putting it on the 3 of Keith Bradley. Right now, we have a battle raging on for the race lead here at Road America, in a race which Keith Bradley was dominating. Had almost a minute lead on the field until he headed down pit road there, which we saw Blake Lothian take the lead for a little bit there. But here comes Ashley Dotson, who's been sneakily quiet inside the top 5, now battling for the lead here with 14 laps to go.
Yeah, Keith Bradley is trying to hold on to that top spot. Half a second the distance now between Bradley and Dodson. Trying inside and outside, trying to make every move he can to come run him down for that top spot. But right now, Bradley will not be wavered, holding on to the P1 position. He's on the top spot. Dodson now, again, starting to lose ground just a little bit. But then when you see Bradley start to pick up momentum there, he just starts reeling him in like bait on a hook, if you will. It looks like straightaway rise, Bradley is more faster, if you will, William, than in the corners. Dodson is having more advantage reeling him in on the corners.
Yes, Ashley Dotson right now. A little bit of an overdrive right there in the corner. With 14 laps to go, he has to keep hitting these corners as smooth as possible. Wesley to have any shot at Keith Bradley here. We know Keith is going to keep it clean as much as he can. Not many mistakes there from the 29 down the stretch as Ashley, again, kind of overdrives the exit of that corner here. Gets that tail spinning just a little bit. And then on the little bit of an oversteer right there. See, these little tiny mistakes I think Wesley are going to stack up towards the end of this race. As right now, Ashley Dawson in that 88 machine takes us around the 29 there, and I think Wesley took a short break there as the 29 and Keith Bradley is now starting to pull away just a little bit there from Ashley Dawson with 14 laps to go. Take a look at some of the other drivers here in tonight's field coming down the racetrack right now. We'll look at the 81 machine of Taylor Peacock, just a little off the track there. Taylor dominated at North Wilkesboro there, but unfortunately did not finish where he wanted to. One of the last cars on the racetrack after leading the most laps at North Wilkesboro last week. Right now, though, Keith Bradley now has that lead back up to a 2.5 here with 13 laps to go.
Yes, and the laps winding down here for Keith Bradley. Still holding on to that top spot. Ashley Dodson, second tee. Stephen Thomas is on pit road. Devin Painter is on pit road. We're seeing green flag pit stops taking place now as we are approaching 13 laps to go to the finish of this race.
Yep, 13 laps to go here tonight. Seems as though the rest of these drivers here, Wesley, have probably just settled into the positions they're on the racetrack. Some of these drivers are pretty cool with a top 10 finish here. Some of these drivers have worked on a top 5 as well. You know, these finishes here tonight might not be the most exciting. You know, might have not battled with the most trucks here tonight, but still to get a top 5, top 10 out of a road course, go back to what you're used to next week, still has got to feel pretty good.
Well, I just checked the radar again, William, and it's getting more red and yellow here where I'm living at. So, man, I'm going to try to hang with you till the end of this race, bud. But right now it is Keith Bradley still holding on to that top spot here. The leader is now 1.4 seconds ahead of Ashley Dodson. There you see the interval there on track, on course here at the Road America track. And then, of course, listen, it's down to them. Adam Newbert is in third, if you will. William Tiller, 22 seconds back. Ed Osborne is fourth, 29 seconds back. Justin Lumpkin, fifth, 33 seconds back. That's the interval right now. And of everybody on track, Blake Lothian is the first car or the first truck a lap down. Or correction, now it's Jacob Klinkhart. 1 minute and 50 seconds back the interval from first to 12th.
Yes, Ashley Dodson, though, has now found the back bumper once again of Keith Bradley in the 29 machine. These two drivers are still battling it out here. Every now and then you'll see the 29 of Keith Bradley pull away just a little bit from Ashley Dodson in that 3. And then you'll see that gap once again close here. Would now make it 12 laps to go. And Wesley, I think the biggest question on the racetrack is whether or not these drivers can make it to the end here with 12 laps to go. We'll have to see here as Adam Newbert's up to third, but he is now down pit road there in that 4 machine.
Laps are winding down here. It'll be 12 laps to go on the track between Bradley and Dodson, and now everyone else in third, fourth, and fifth is pitted now. This will give Derek Gilgore the number 3 position as Newbert, Osborne, and Lumpkin have just made green flag pit stops here. Keith Bradley is the leader. Time running out. 12 to go when they come to the line. Here in this 45-lap event here at Road America. Nice drive going for Keith Bradley. Ashley Dodson, they're the top 2 drivers on the track, keeping it up under half a second interval, if you will. William, and behind them, 34, 38, 56, 1 minute seconds back. This is the race for the finish right here. Right here, this is the race for the win.
Yep, as now Ashley Dodson had to check up on the back bumper of the 29 of Keith Bradley. Keith felt that, though. You saw a little bit of a wiggle out of that 29 truck here down into the corner. Now Derek Kligor is up to third, currently on the podium of 24 spots from the drop of the green flag, but he is 35 seconds off the pace. He is 34 seconds off of this battle that we're watching here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. But once again, though, Wesley, Keith Bradley is now starting to check out. Now get that second lead back once again.
Making 11 laps to go when they come to the line. Willen and Dillon through Road America's corners. The virtual Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. It is a real racetrack. All right, now Keith Bradley is the man that is put the over-the-top designs Ford from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, to the top spot. Ashley Dodson now, they're pitting. Leaders are pitting. Here come the leaders are pitting now.
Yep, they head down. It takes two right now as they head down in a pair down pit road. Ashley Dodson, Keith Bradley right now is who wins this race off of pit road, as the rest of the field is virtually way off of victory right here at Road America. This is the Pultz Poppers 150 year week 11 of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Watching right now, Derek Kligel.
Kilgore's in.
Yep, you're gonna head down pit road. They're having one heck of a race there behind the wheel at 11.
So Brandon Bullock will now be cycled around as the leader. And it looks like Ashley Dodson is going to beat Keith Bradley off pit road. Brandon Bullock will now go to second. Keith Bradley is 7 seconds back in third. Ashley Dodson is the leader. I don't know how he pulled it off there, but he entered the pits in second, and he comes out of the pits even with everyone else pitting in the lead.
Yeah, right now with 11 laps to go here at Road America. I know it's a little confusing. We have Circuit of America and Road America within the same racetracks, but right now Ashley Dodson's at the top of the grid. Brandon Bullock right there in that 17 truck, but again, as we said, Wesley, things are going to shake out here with 11 laps to go. We'll have to see if Keith Bradley can work his way back up through the grid. He's right at third right now. He's about 5 seconds off the lead. But again, he's going to have fresh equipment on that truck. Going to have Stephen Thomas right there with him as well. It looks like he is already starting to gain ground on Brandon Bullock for second.
It'll be 10 laps to go when they come back to the line. Ashley Dodson is now the leader. Brandon Bullock is in second. Sitting in third, Keith Bradley. Stephen Thomas fourth. Devin Painter top 5. Right now, by the way, only 11 trucks or 12 trucks on the lead lap. Raul Mez, the last truck on the lead lap. James Morris and everyone else a lap down or out. There's Keith Bradley there. Over the top designs, number 29, the Ford, is now in third spot. He is trying to run down Brandon Bullock, which is up in front of him right now, to clear by the 17. Clear a path. He's on the driver left, inside. And as they climb the hill, coming back to start finish on the long front straightaway here, Bullock will now put his Toyota from Macon, Missouri, onto the pit lane. And Bradley will now go to the number 2 spot. He's now got 4 seconds with 10 laps to go to run down the leader, Ashley Dodson there, William.
Yes, he does. 10 laps to go. 3-second interval between him and the leader. Now, Keith Bradley has to hunt his prey as he lives up to the moniker of the animal here tonight. That Ford has chugging along here tonight as we're in the closing stages of the Pultz Poppers 150 here tonight on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Look at that speed out of the 29 machine as he is catching Ashley in a hurry.
Yeah, he looks really, really good on racetrack. Very confident. Staying in that top spot right now, holding his marks, doing well. And he's closing in faster and faster on the driver of the number 80, of the number 3. Keith Bradley, 2 seconds back, maybe more. He is closing in on the corner as they work to the Johnsonville-Speedville Bridge. Running down the 3. He is in his sights now as they work their way back.
Yeah, he's in his sights indeed right now. It's just the question is if he can have enough time to get by Ashley Dodson there on that 88 machine, 3 on the track, 88 in your programs. Right now, he's got that lead down to about 2 seconds and dwindling here with 10 laps to go. As Keith Bradley right now is just trying to reel him in. Keith Bradley has been the dominator here tonight in the Triple M Truck Series right now. We look at the rest of the field, though, as we watch this battle come into fruition. We look at the third place position of Stephen Thomas in that 23. Fourth place is going to be Adam Newbert. The money man's going to live up to that number 4 on the side of that truck right now, as Devin Painter's going to try to get some, maybe a position away from him there, as Devin Painter up to 4th right now, Adam Newbert down to 5th. This is a battle for inside the top 5. We're going to watch this battle take place right now. Adam Newbert and Devin Painter battling out right there. Just outside the top 5, we have Ed Osborne in that 42 machine. Justin Lumpkin in that 18, currently 7th. Derek Kligor in that 11, currently 8th. Brandon Bullock in that 17 truck right now, cruising around. Right now, if he stays in the spot, we'll get a top 10 out of tonight's race. And Blake Lothian in that 43 truck currently bookends our top 10 on the racetrack. Just outside the top 10, we have Jacob Klickart in that 5, Relamez in that 37. And that will be all of the trucks left on the lead lap.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, though, I would not lose your battle for the lead. There's a battle for the lead right now. Bradley on the outside. Driver, passenger right. Driver left is Dodson. He powers to the inside. Bradley trying to get the spot back. They lock up the back wheels and Dodson sideways. He goes into the sand trap in the sand pit tarp. Here goes now Bradley. New leader, and he opens up the interval now to 4 seconds. Bradley, Dodson with under 9 to go.
Oh my goodness there, Wesley, and what may have just looked like Ashley Dodson feeding the race victory to Keith Bradley on a silver platter there. Ashley Dodson there felt the pressure of the 29, overshot the corner a little bit, and boy, would he have wished that was grass instead of sand right there, because that killed all momentum the 3 truck had right there. Now has a 6-second hill he has to climb with 9 laps to go.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. The new leader up in front is going to be the driver, Keith Bradley. He is right back up on the top spot, back in the saddle again. 7 seconds now on Dodson. 13 seconds now, Stephen Thomas. It's another solid top 3 podium for Stephen Thomas with swim. But right now, he cannot get in the battle with the leaders. It's Bradley and Dodson. They are 1 and 2 on the racetrack, and Keith Bradley is comfortably in the lead. 8 seconds the difference now, and it is growing on that interval between Bradley and Dodson as we come to the line, this time by up the hill. 9, now make it 8 laps to go at start finish for the 29 out of Indiana.
Eight laps to go across the line right now, as Keith Bradley now has about an 8-second lead on second place. We're going to look around the field to see if there's any battles raging on right now, Wesley. I'm not seeing any battles on the racetrack. Looks like everybody's pretty fanned out right now with 8 laps to go.
There's Bullock. He's at 9th. Blake Lothian, by the way, in the top 10. He's still 1 minute and 15 seconds back to the leader. Keith Bradley is the man up in front. What a big lead for the number 29. There he is. 10 seconds now behind Ashley Dodson. Dodson, that little mistake in the sand pit has cost him dearly. He is all the way back. 11 seconds now on the number 3. Stephen Thomas is 5 seconds behind Dodson. 15 seconds behind Bradley. They're 1, 2, and 3 as they come to the line. It'll be 7 laps to go here. And again, Keith Bradley, just a phenomenal job here on the road course at Road America, William, as we come to the home stretch. Here is an on the pole instant replay of what happened. Well, this is between Devin Painter.
No, it's Dan Hagen right there.
I'm sorry, Dan Hagen. This is Dan Hagen on track here. My apologies. And yeah, well, it wasn't as bad as what happened to Dodson, if you will.
No, and I think it's because Ashley Dodson was feeling the pressure of the 29 there. Got a little nervous in that battle for the lead, and now that lead is 10 seconds on the racetrack. But I got to say, though, The 29 was making that push towards the 3, ran his fastest lap of the race, ran a 2:16.2 last time around the racetrack, though the 29 Keith Bradley ran a 2:18.1. So lap times for the 29 are now getting faster as the race is going on.
Dan Hagen, by the way, in that NASA truck. Pardon the pun, if you catch that. Look at that, NASA.
Yeah, we that is a awesome truck right there. That NASA truck here on the NASA 360 Racing Network. And one thing that I wanted to point out here, I know, folks, we've talked about the 29 of Keith Bradley a lot on tonight's broadcast, but just want to mention one thing to you, Wesley. With that undercut there, we saw the 29 head down pit road very early there, essentially by himself there on the racetrack. What that has done, if you look at the lap times of the 29 of Keith Bradley, right now it ran a 2:19 last time by. Second place, Wesley Ashley Dotson ran a 2:21. There are a few other 2:19s on the racetrack, but right now our leader is running about 3 seconds faster each time by than our second place truck.
7 laps to go for Keith Bradley. He's working his way on these final parts of the track. There goes Dodson again, almost overshooting through the rumble strips. So they come to the line. Up the hill. There is the leader. Here he comes, working off that final corner, coming up the hill here to start finish. Good to go to the finish. No need to pit. Coming up the straightaway. There's some aerial views of some of the racing that's going on. Gotta love the trees. Love the trees around Road America. Bullock, hold on, don't lock up the truck. He's got Lothian behind him. For the top 10, there he is. Oh, we got 6 laps to go, I think. Bradley
7
come
laps
to the
to go.
line. Yeah, well, it'll be 6 to go when they come to the line, though, is what I meant to say. Working off this final corner here. Here we go. Final corner coming back to start finish. Now it'll be 6 laps to go for the driver of the 29. Look at that climb up the hill. Coming back to start finish here. Road America. Beautiful facility, by the way, William. You ever get a chance to go check it out, man? Just outside of Milwaukee and Slinger, Wisconsin. A couple of years ago, matter of fact, I actually did a race at Slinger Speedway, the Slinger Nationals, the July event, and me and Bob Dillner and Blaze and there was Mark Keeler and some other people. We actually made the trip to Road America to check out the racetrack. There was nothing going on except like some SCCA, testing, road course testing going on. But to be able to check out that racetrack is pretty cool, man. And I'll say it again as we come to 6 to go with Bradley leading. Props to iRacing, the pinnacle of simulation of motorsports. They just basically blueprint. Frame by frame, image by image, the trees to the flag stand to the rumble strips and everything of what the track really looks like.
A beautiful track here tonight as we watch these drivers take it on with 6 laps to go. Has been the Keith Bradley show here. And Wesley, you were just touching on it here, how realistic this racetrack is. And the way Keith is doing it, very modest in his approach here tonight. Didn't think that road courses were his thing. Maybe sign him up for an Indy series or an F1 series the way he's hitting these corners.
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. I mean, the way this guy's driving, bro, he is just really, really just got such a strong run.
Yeah, and as Wesley's dealing with a bit of a weather system that's going around the North Carolina area there, and if you're a fan of golf, that's also affecting the Masters there in Georgia. So big storm cell going through the Carolinas there. Oh, as we see the 5 of Jacob Plinkart's going to be inside the tires there with 6 laps to go. 5 machine was currently on the lead lap, going to drop way down, was currently running 12th before that unfortunate incident there with 6 laps to go. not the way you want to finish your run here tonight at Road America. But as we're closing this race out here tonight with 5 laps to go, Keith Bradley has a 15-second lead on our second place truck of Stephen Thomas. There's Ashley Dodson who's having issues.
That's actually Ashley Dodson that goes around. Stephen Thomas will now go to the number 2 spot. But he's 16 seconds back to the leader of Keith Bradley. Keith Bradley has got this race perfectly if he can just hold on. Well, I wonder if we can see the off the pole, or I'm sorry, on the pole instant replay. If it can pop up here, you can see where Stephen Thomas and Ashley Dodson were battling for position here, trying to get the 23 in the 3, and this all changes everything now. As again, Ashley Dodson. Here it is now, William, as we close into the finish of this race with under 5 to go. Oh, he got off track. You know what? It's not Thomas's fault. He did that on his own. Look at this, William. He went off course and basically Stephen Thomas, he just stuck and held his line.
Yeah, Ashley Dodson there is just going from bad to worse here tonight after holding the lead there momentarily. Being a top 3 truck here tonight. Just felt the pressure from the 29, got sideways there. That put him down the grid a little bit there. Wesley just running into a bit more issues here at the late stages of this race. But it looks to be the animal of Keith Bradley. They're going to cruise around here these next couple minutes to a big win here as he has about a 20-second lead on Stephen Thomas.
Man, these laps winding down. Keith Bradley just absolutely just phenomenal job in the number 29 truck. 17 and a half seconds over Stephen Thomas. They are 1 and 2 right now on the racetrack. And again, what a phenomenal job. Adam Newbert is right there. In and make a run for that spot right now currently. And right now, just being patient. Ashley Dodson as well, falling back to 4.
Yeah,
Going to be the man you got to watch here in the top 5 as all of this is going on with Keith Bradley just trying to somehow get to the end and win here at Road America.
Yeah, get to the end indeed. I think right now, though, Wesley, I think they're trying to decide where they're going to go out to eat here tonight with 4 laps to go, where the after party is at Road America. This will be Keith Bradley's first win on this season. Currently sitting in 4th in that points table. Had a very consistent season going on, Wesley, just no wins. Here tonight, he'll get that 0 out of that column and probably get that 1 marked right next to his name. Keep things going here down the stretch with 4 races to go. We heard it there from Keith during that mid-race interview. He likes these races coming forward, so let's see if this could maybe start a little bit of a race win streak for the 29.
Yeah, nice solid run going for the 29, the over-the-top designs entry Ford. Keith Bradley, the animal, out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, looking comfortably in the number 1 spot. Got a solid drive going for him right now. By the way, I got to ask you this question, if you will. You know, I'm a fan of throwback designs. William, Adam, what is the throwback design on the number 29 truck of Keith Bradley? I await your answer.
I had mentioned to start off the broadcast, that reminds me of the Goodwrench paint scheme.
It is. When Dale Earnhardt Sr. passed away in 2001, that is the throwback, if you will, to the first Winston Cup, number 29, when Kevin Harvick, who was actually in his hashtag forever ride season, as he's retiring at the end of the year, Kevin Harvick throwback to the original Goodwrench colors back in the day. So you got it right, man. Kind of ironic that it's not a Chevrolet and it's a Ford, but yeah, good solid drive right now for the animal. Keith Bradley, 18 seconds now over Stephen Thomas, and the lap's just winding down here for him to win another big race here at Road America.
Yeah, huge win it's going to be for the 29 of Keith Bradley here with 3 laps to go. He essentially just has to keep it clean here. Don't put any extra pressure on yourself, Wesley. It's all but in the bag here. The lead just keeps getting bigger and bigger here, inch after inch. So for Keith Bradley, you know, you've got this thing wrapped up. Stephen Thomas looks as though he might come home with a second place finish here tonight. So some drivers we might not have seen in the spotlight, so to say, still with pretty good drives here.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, what a phenomenal job for Keith Bradley. Just taking advantage of the pit stops, taking advantage of the undercut, doing everything he's needed to do and more to put himself into this spot at the top right now. And trailing behind now, Stephen Thomas. He's, again, another solid drive for the 23. He is sitting in 18 seconds back, close to 18 seconds back on Stephen Thomas to Bradley. Adam Newbert is right there in third. Another swim finish. How about that, by the way? You got a win for Keith Bradley coming up, and then you got Swim Motorsports second and third on the podium again.
Yeah, boy, that's the Hendrick Motorsports of NASCAR right there, Wesley. Maybe not as of late. Hendrick Motorsports hasn't been the most dominant team out there this year, has been in previous years. But this year, though, stick with the Motorsports has quite the stable of drivers.
I don't know, buddy. You got a couple of wins for Alex Bowman. You got a win for William Byron, a couple of wins for William Byron. You've got Kyle Larson winning at Richmond for Hendrick last Sunday.
All right.
In the Cup Series. And then, of course, they're on the wealth of the news of having louvers and illegal things on their race cars and getting penalized and then having appeals and whatnot. So I still think that Hendrick is definitely the cat's pajamas, if you will. Cat's meow for the season so far, no doubt, as we move into Bristol Dirt this week. I wonder how much dirt's going to actually be. It might be a mudslide up there at Bristol this week, man. As much rain and lightning and storms that are here in the southeast U.S., it doesn't look good. I got a feeling everything at Bristol is going to get washed out tomorrow. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. And then, of course, Sunday, I think it's just going to be a rush to try to get everything done, and then we'll see where the trucks and the heat races and all that follows. Which, by the way, 2 laps to go here for Keith Bradley. He is the man out in front, and he is just lapping trucks now, man. Looks like he's right now just doing a great job staying in that number 1 position. And Keith Bradley, 18-second lead over Stephen Thomas. The time's running out here, no doubt about it. This race is coming to an end.
Yeah, coming to an end indeed. Right now is Keith Bradley. Just a few more laps to go here, 2 laps to go. Run through it right now. Stephen Thomas currently in second, 18 seconds off the pace. Adam Newberg currently on the podium there. Ashley Dotson there. We saw those late race mistakes out of the 88 machine, currently outside of the podium. In fourth, Devin Painter rounds out our top 5 right there in the 99 machine. Ed Osborne, the 42, pretty good drive out of Ed here tonight. Wesley's currently in 6th. Justin Lunkin in the 18 machine currently in 7th. Brandon Bullock in that 17 truck. He's cruising his way to a top 10 finish as well. Derek Cligor up 18 spots from the drop of the green flag. Up to 9th here tonight. And Blake Lothy in that 43 truck again rounds out our top 10.
Raul Meza is the first truck a lap down in 11th. And all the while getting ready to work his way up the hill here at Road America. Climbing is going to be the white flag of the air. 1 more lap to go this time by for the final lap for Keith Bradley. This is it. He's got about an 18-second lead over Stephen Thomas. A phenomenal job by the number 29 from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the Overtop Designs Ford. Hitting his marks, doing perfect. Final time, I would just not even try to rush or make any mistakes. You got a comfortable lead. You're in a nice place. Stay in it. Ride it out. Bring it to the checkered flag. Just enjoy this last lap, if you will, like a victory lap. No doubt about it, William.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board with Keith here these last couple of corners. What a drive it has been for the 29 machine. Briefly relinquished the lead as he headed down pit road there, but it was all just playing in the strategy of the 29 machine. We saw what happened when he undercut the field there. Absolutely blew away the competition after battling just a little bit with Ashley Dotson. Ashley Dotson made that mistake, and that just swung open the door for the 29 to run wild here at the top of the grid. The animal here just has a few more corners to eat up.
Eating up those corners, no doubt about it. He has definitely got a phenomenal job going for him as these laps are winding down. Keith Bradley moving in on more lap traffic as he closes his way around the racetrack and just being patient. I wouldn't even try to go after any more drivers. I wouldn't try to put anybody a lap down. I would just try to hold my line and bring this race to the finish. Of course, more slow trucks in front of them. The leader, all these going on now. Here comes now the 81, getting out of harm's way, of course. He'll run him down. He'll put him another lap down. That's, of course, the driver of Taylor Peacock. All the while, here comes Bradley, working final corners. He'll get ready to climb up the hill. This will be the final turn, ready to bring it to the start-finish line. The animal, Keith Bradley, sees nothing but clear air as he got through those last lap trucks. There's the white flag. Now the checkered flag is about to be switched over. There it is as you see him now storming past the start-finish line. And it is going to be Keith Bradley, winner here tonight at Road America in dominating fashion in 29.
Yeah,
Stephen Thomas, nowhere near second place yet now, William. He didn't even cross the line. There he goes.
Fashion. Yeah, there he goes right there across the start-finish line. Stephen Thomas was 18 seconds away from Keith Bradley as he crossed that start-finish line.
Well, let the celebration begin for Keith Bradley, winner here tonight at Road America. Stephen Thomas and Adam Newbert for swim. Another solid night for Jeff Sickles' race team. Sick with it Motorsports. Second and third, Devin Painter. The Red 99 will finish in fourth. Ashley Dodson, though he slipped trying to run down Bradley, made the mistake in the sand trap, giving up the lead to Bradley, and then he had the incident with him and Thomas where he ran off track. Dodson will still finish in a top 10 as Ed Osborne will round out the top 5 now. Wow.
And Blake Lothian will be our last truck to round out our top 10 here. Wait for that 43 truck to cross that start-finish line here. That'll officially make our grid official here in the Pultz Poppers 150. Again, all props goes to the 29 machine of Keith Bradley. Gets his first win of the season here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. What a win it is here at a road course, Road America. Not many drivers can say they get their first wins of the season at a road course. Keith Bradley does just that. And Wesley, I gotta say though, from the momentum and the consistency that 29 was building up to this point, we knew he was gonna break through. Now let's see if he can do it again next week.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what a great job for Keith Bradley. Congratulations to him. Phenomenal race. I'm glad the weather held out, buddy. I'm gonna tell you what, it's lightning and raining and storming pretty good here, buddy. I'm gonna jump off here whenever we go to break, and I'll let you handle the interviews because I don't want to, I use a lot of nice equipment here on the broadcast, and I don't want lightning or anything to cause a power surge or mess up any of this stuff. But thank goodness we were able to stick it out to the end. I know it messed up a couple of times, but, man, phenomenal job for Keith Bradley. A big win for him. I think, what is that, the third win this year on the series? I think it is, trying to keep tabs with it. I want to say it's win number 3. I could be wrong.
That's his first win of the season. First win.
Okay. First win of the year. How about that? Well, another first win. Now, does this put him in the playoffs with this win?
That I'm not sure of, though, but that's definitely his first win of the season there for the 29. Just talked about that there as he's been consistent all season. Gets his first win of the season at a road course. Just touched on that not too long ago. There's a 29 now. Burns it down here on the front stretch.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to look at the results before we go to break and let William grab the interviews here with definitely the animal, Keith Bradley. Here is the end of the race. Keith Bradley, the winner. Stephen Thomas is second. Adam Newbert is third. Devin Painter, fourth. Ed Osborne in the top five. We mentioned those drivers. Ashley Dodson is sixth. Seventh is going to be Justin Lumpkin. Eighth is Brandon Bullock. Derek Kilgore, ninth, and Blake Lothian is your top 10. Rest of the drivers of top 18 include Raul Meza. He's the first truck a lap down. 10 trucks into the race on the lead lap. By the way, Stick With It Motorsports, 4 out of the top 10. Raul Meza, Chris Cinnamon, Klinkhart, Morris, top 15, along with Cody Knott in 16th, and I believe that's halfway through the field there for the first half of the race there for the unofficial results, William.
Yep, as we're going to take a short break here, we'll be right back with those podium finishers here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Go back in just a second. Oh. Sorry about that, folks. Didn't know we were live here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, but I guess we're going to catch up with our third place finisher, Adam Newbert.
Enough race.
Adam, we got you up here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network broadcast booth. You finished third here tonight. You had to work for it, though. Take us through this road course racing.
Hey, I'll take a third, man. I'm improving at these road courses. I still suck at them, but I'm getting better at them. So third place finish is a good finish for me tonight. I think I got third in both the stages too. So triple threes tonight.
Yeah, solid podium there with 4 races to go before those playoff races begin. We basically watched what was the Keith Bradley show here tonight. He gets his first win of the season, though you are still solid in those point standings. What are you looking forward to these next 4 races?
I gotta look and see what these 4 races are. Hold on a second. Let me do the schedule real quick. Let's see. Road America, Kansas. I love Kansas. Kansas is one of my favorite tracks next week. So Kansas, Indianapolis, and Gateway. Does that ring a bell to y'all? Maybe Monday night a little bit.
Sir.
We're gonna try to get a win in all 3 of those, but I like all 3 of those tracks actually. So 3 good tracks coming up. 3 more races left in the regular season. And then we go to Richmond for the first race of the playoffs. As long as we can keep this momentum going, I think we're going to have a good shot heading into the playoffs. This race tonight was all about survival for me. Just kind of keep it on the track. I screwed up a good bit. I screwed up once there at the end, but I screwed up, a couple times. I got apologized to my teammate Blake. We kind of made a little contact going into turn one on the restart in the final stage. We talked about it. We're cool and everything. He's my teammate. I didn't mean to do that to him. Would never want to do that to him. But my other teammate Steven got second, so I was learning a lot from Steven during that race. And then Justin got seventh, and then Blake ended up getting 10th. So 4 swing drivers in the top 10 tonight. That's a good race for us.
Yeah, very good showing out of there. I believe Wesley mentioned it, that team dominance that you guys have here going across all this series here at Nazar. But here tonight, Adam, as we just spoke about, had to work for that third place finish here at a road course. I think all drivers would be happy with a podium finish. But Adam, aka the money man himself, you know the drill here with that podium finish. We'd love to give you the opportunity to shout out anybody you had watching at home or any sponsors that made this race possible for you.
Yeah, I just thank thank all the team sponsors. Stick with it, Motorsports. Millie's Landing, Millie's Restaurant and Catering, Millie's North, A's Lawn and Landscaping, Darren's Nail Gun Repair, First Pacific Funding, Roofco Group, Dispatchers, Family Handyman, LaDanco on the truck, on Friday nights, and then DSR Electric. DSR Electric coming on board. You'll see them on the trucks for next season on Monday nights. So, got a lot of good things going on over here at Stick with the Motorsports. Got a lot of good drivers coming in. You're going to see a lot more race wins coming out of this team. And, got to just thank y'all up in the booth. Thank Brady for putting on the series. Thank my family for watching. And, that's about it.
Well, a third place finish here tonight in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. You get just about 2 days' time. Then you're back in the truck for the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series playoffs there. And we're getting down to the Elite 8 there, Adam. But we appreciate you taking the time with us here tonight, my man. Go celebrate what would be a modest third place finish for the money man here tonight. But we appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all. Hopefully, we'll see y'all Monday night in Victory Lane.
Yes, sir. That's Adam Newber in that 4 machine. Third place here tonight. But it is time to catch up with our second place finisher, Stephen Thomas, who had to work his way back up to second. Still a great run here tonight, Stephen. Didn't have anything for Keith Bradley there down the stretch, but still a solid second place finish.
Yeah, I'll take it. I knew Keith was going to be the guy to deal with tonight. Blake put on a heck of a run too. Unfortunately, Adam got into him early in the third stage and took him out. But then when I seen Ashley Dotson join, I knew he was really fast on road courses. I'm not sure why he didn't take tires at the end, or he would have been racing for the lead. But yeah, man, I'll definitely take a second. I knew I had a top 5 coming into the race, but I didn't believe I'd fit first or second. So yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, and we watched what happened to you there. You kind of shuffled out of the mix. You kind of, beat doors with another driver there for a minute, but you still fought through everything here tonight. What do you think the most difficult aspect of a road course is? Because we saw some drivers here overshoot some corners, even some leaders have difficulty here. What makes this so hard?
Just staying focused, man. Everybody on here, including Keith, just like, especially when you're in the Discord with your teammates and stuff, trying to talk to them about where people are and what's going on. You look down at the relatives for a split second and miss your braking point, or just try to stretch your knee out because it's hurting so bad halfway through the race and miss your braking point. There's so many things. You have to be focused the whole time, man, at these places. But it shows who can focus and who can really drive these things, especially these trucks on these road courses. They're really slick and hard to control, so it shows the people who can really drive and have throttle control through and out of the corners.
Yeah, and you definitely showed it here tonight, showing composure, showing that patience. It's a psychological aspect of the race, more so just the equipment hitting those corners. Like I said, Steven, in a race like this, you're really just racing against yourself. You did a great job doing that here tonight with a second place finish. And Steven, I wanted to ask you here, with 4 races to go before those playoff races, is there any races coming up that you're looking forward to that you could possibly get that 23 in victory lane?
Well, remind me the schedule.
So we're looking at Kansas coming up. We got Kansas coming up. And just look at the schedule here. We got Kansas, we got Indianapolis, we got Worldwide Technology, and then looking at Worldwide Technology, Indianapolis, and Kansas.
Yeah, Indianapolis, I'm not a big fan of. Not too worried about that one. Kansas will be super fun, super competitive worldwide. I'll go into that one super confident. I'll be looking for a win or a top three in that one.
Well,
So yeah,
Steven,
and we're sitting pretty in the points too. You know what I mean? After the win last week, we've got a win and in, and I think we're sitting about fourth or fifth in the regular season. So we'll make a little run to see if we can't get that regular season in points for some money. Other than that, man, we're looking forward to the playoffs.
yeah, pretty solid right now for the 23. Just consistently just keeping it moving throughout this season. Another great finish here tonight. Second place finish for that 23 machine. And Steven, before we let you go here tonight, anybody you wanted to shout out or any sponsors that made this race possible for you?
Yeah, I always want to start out by thanking my grandma and grandpa that watch every race, Joanne and Jimmy. I know they're watching right now. They're actually in town, watching it with my mom and dad, and of course my girlfriend's watching tonight too. So I want to thank them for tuning in and rooting for me. I want to thank my teammates at Swim, team owner Jeff Sickles, Adam Newbert, Blake Lothian. Like I said, he would have gave Keith a shot tonight. Unfortunately, them two got into it. Justin Lumpkin finished very well tonight. And I want to thank our team sponsors. My main sponsor, Millie's Restaurant and Catering, Family Handyman, Millie's Landing, A's Lawn and Landscaping, Darren's Nail Gun Repair, Ladanko, First Pacific Funding, Roofco, and then the league sponsors, you guys at the broadcast, Nazareth 360 Racing Network, and everybody in the podcast, Triple M Pulling, Pultz Poppers, Hoopy's Garage, Blanchard's Towing, Butt Kicker, Stogies, M1 Race Cars, and Warrior Wraps. And again, thank you guys at the broadcast, man. I appreciate you guys showing up all the nights that we have races, and y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. We'll see if we can't get one of y'all in for an interview on Monday night to talk about that wonderful podcast on Wednesday nights. But here tonight at Road America, Steven, you finished second here, consistently moving throughout the season. But we appreciate, my man. Have a good week, and we'll see you Monday night in that SimRacerHub.com Truck Series.
Yes, sir.
That was the 23 of Steven Thomas. But, folks, here tonight, we have a bit of a special interview here tonight. I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, producer here at Nazareth 360 Racing Network, Adam Flieger, who's going to take on the Victory Lane interview with a man who has dominated here tonight, Keith Bradley in the 29 machine.
Well, thank you there, Will. I appreciate you bringing me into the booth. I hope everybody's hearing me all right on the broadcast. Kind of special for me to see this truck in Victory Lane tonight. I know, Keith, do you have a copy on me?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. I noticed I asked you last week to run a special logo on the truck, and I noticed tonight it's still on the truck. I sent you a personal message as well, and kind of hits me a little bit tonight seeing that truck made it to Victory Lane on this weekend.
Yeah, and after reading the message you sent me, which is it's understandable, I figured why not run it one more time after last weekend. Figured had some good luck with it. I had this race circled on the schedule, and the schedule came out. Typically pretty good on road courses, and proved it again tonight. And I'm just happy to put this truck in Victory Lane, and it feels even better having your logo on it.
I'll tell you what, it's something. I didn't know if there was you had any extra special help there in the truck with you tonight, or not.
It sure felt like it. I ran my personal best lap time on lap 36. Never ran a 2:16.2 here ever in my life in a truck. So I'd say I probably had a little bit of help.
I know your teammates probably helped you along the way as well. You have a good team behind you, I'm sure.
Yeah, when it came to green flag pit stops, they helped. The first stage I sped on pit road, and then after that I was like, guys, when I say I'm going to pit, give me a heads up to watch my lights, watch my speed, and they did. And I short pitted the second stage to get the track position back in hopes that it would work out, and it worked out.
Well, I know you had some competition up there coming from your second place. I forget who that driver was. Were you able to help me out on that a little bit?
Ashley Dodgson, I think we put on a pretty good race there while we were close. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. He was really pushing me. I pushed the truck pretty hard. Ended up burning the rear tires off of it, and at that point, everybody else pitted, and I was like, all right, it's time before I lose track time or wreck the truck, which I about did twice, I think.
You guys definitely put on a show there for us tonight until, unfortunately, I think Dodgson ended up losing it into the gravel pit, the one corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him. I didn't see it. I don't know. I think I guess he didn't take tires on that last stop, so that helped me reel him back in and get around him and stretch the lead. And then once when I stretched the lead, I backed my pace off big time just to limit any mistakes.
Well, you definitely look great out front as you led a lot of laps this evening here at Road America. I get the two tracks confused as we have Road America and Circuit of the Americas, which I know some people shorten that to Dakota. So I get two of them confused sometimes. But before we have Keith here thank his sponsors, you have any questions for him?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, Keith, here. We started to see you sort of build up some momentum during that regular season before that All-Star break, and then last weekend at North Wilkesboro ran pretty good with a win here tonight. Do you feel like now this is going to start to maybe build some more wins? Now it's going to be top threes instead of top fives, instead of top tens down the stretch. I feel like this momentum has been rolling for a while.
I mean, we'll see. I think in racing, momentum's huge. If you can get some momentum on your side and start racking up some good finishes, some good stage finishes, it'll help you in the long run. And I think over the last, I don't know, 5 races or so, give or take some, I think we've been fairly consistent running in the top 5, finishing in the top 5. And this win only helps because now we don't have to worry about pointing our way in. We can we can try some things next week and the other weeks building up to the playoffs, and we still got some strong tracks for us coming up, and I'm excited to see how it ends.
Yes, sir. And Keith, as mentioned, or as Adam mentioned, you might have had some extra help on your side here tonight. But is there anybody else you wanted to thank or any sponsors that made this race possible for you? Put that 29 finally in victory lane.
Absolutely, I want to give a shout out to Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling, a Brucey Racewear Over the Top Designs, John Hedrick for putting this team together, Upfront Motorsports, my teammates Taylor and Chris Cinnamon and Christopher Blanchard, especially Taylor. He helped me a lot with the pitting stuff and when I should pit, how much fuel I would projected to have left. Big shout out to Grant Tactical Hydro Dipping and Painting, Nazra, Brady, everybody from Triple M, everybody from Nazra that shows up every Friday. They keep showing up, and it's great, and we keep putting on good races. You guys with Nazar 360 and all the viewers.
Well, Keith, we appreciate you taking the time with us here, my man. That's win number 1 in the books here tonight. A huge congratulations from us here at Nazar for the first win of the season. I have a feeling it's not going to be the last for that 29 machine, but Keith, we'll let you go celebrate here on this fast Friday night. You got just about 30 minutes to go here before it is midnight, but celebrate this weekend, Keith, and I'm sure we'll see you maybe on Monday night. If not, we'll see you back here next Friday.
Sounds good. You guys have a good Easter.
Yes, sir. Happy Easter to you, sir. Appreciate that. That was Keith Bradley in the 29 machine, the winner here at Road America. Adam, what a huge win it was. Essentially putting on a show for everybody at home, including us here at the broadcast booth, the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Before we sign off here tonight, again, we want to thank everybody for tuning into tonight's broadcast. I think at one point, Adam, we had about 25 people watching tonight's stream, which is excellent for a road course racing on a Friday night. Could have been a million other things you could have done on a Friday night, so we appreciate you folks spending the time with us here. But for myself, William Tiller, we also had Wesley Allen up here in the booth and Adam Flieger as well, the man giving you the pictures, describing what you're seeing, and making sure they look crispy clean on the broadcast as well. We watched Keith Bradley get that first win of the season here, road course racing, but we invite you to check us out on Monday night as we go playoff racing once again in the simracerhub.com Truck Series playoffs there. But here tonight we take a look at the Triple M Pulling Truck Series point standings before we sign off. Adam Newbert's at the top. We'll see how all this shakes out here after tonight's event. But once again, for us here at the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, it is Keith Bradley, the animal, picking up the victory here at Road America. We want to wish everybody a great night, great rest of your weekend, a happy Easter for everybody out there as well. We'll see you Monday night here at the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. If you can't make that race, then we'll see you back here next Friday night for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you on the track, everybody. Have a great night.